Whoa, what's up, guys? It's me, Infinite Possibilities, and whoa, we're having ourselves some drop frames. What the heck? 19.3, 17.9. What is going on? Why is it like this? Well, it's a good thing this is unlisted right now. So, yes, it is unlisted. Okay, I have my phone right here. I'm gonna go check and see if everything is working properly. I am a little bit concerned about the drop frames on OBS, but yeah. And how was your day, or how was your night? You know, okay, I'm on my mobile phone. I'm gonna do a speed test. Okay, that's looking fine and dandy. Oh. Yeah, upload speed is fine as well. It's working. Yeah, but for some reason it's having... Okay, now it's stopped. There we go. Okay. Yeah, alright. I'm a little bit concerned because the Wi-Fi connection, so like ever since I moved the computer upstairs, the Wi-Fi signal is not as great. Such as, for example, downstairs it would be like 500 download and 20 upload. Now right up, like when you go upstairs, it's like 100 download and like 15 upload. You know, relatively speaking, emphasis on relative, for first world countries, this is actually kind of slow. But I am aware that this is incredibly fast for elsewhere in the world. So, let's see. So I'm a little bit concerned. It's a good thing it's still unlisted right now. And alright, where the heck is that paper? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go start the live stream now. Hopefully we won't have to go prematurely end this. And here's my volume. I'm gonna go start the live stream now. Hopefully we won't have to go prematurely end this. And here's my volume. Doing audio check right now. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go live now. Okay, we are now live. Now, yeah, so we're now live, and as you can see right here, dropped frames 392, 2.5%. That's not supposed to happen. I know it's really small, but again, when I moved the computer room from the living room to like upstairs, the Wi-Fi connection did have a very noticeable decrease in download and a slight decrease in upload speed. So hopefully we won't have to prematurely end the live stream due to this internet connection thing. And yeah, so first thing I gotta do is I have to advertise the live stream, so it won't take too long. And all right. All right. Okay. Yeah, I have to do it on my Discord. Oh, we got someone literally just entered. All right, and okay. And you know, something that a lot of people don't know, like regarding the universal guide, there's actually a night mode. Um, this was implemented many months ago, like 3 or something months ago. And if you go to like universal guide, the link is inside of the description. There's this thing here called night mode, Google Chrome or Firefox, and you know, I'm using Firefox, right? So there's this thing called Dark Reader, and what it does is that actually gives you a universal dark mode, not just on the universal guide, but like pretty much elsewhere on the internet, including you know, the forums. So this is after, and this is before. Before, after, it definitely is incredibly useful when you are using the computer at night. So anyways, a live stream is now live. So here's a YouTube link, and yeah, where is that? Okay, so all right, okay, all right, so if you can actually remember, or if you were there in the last live stream, it was actually supposed to be like 3.5 hours long. We got like all of the missions done in like 2.5 hours in the live stream, and like the last hour, or like 2.5 to 3.5, was supposed to be like dedicated towards, you know, like going through like the rest of these things that I want to go talk about. But then I got sidetracked, and if you were there during the live stream, where is it? I got sidetracked, and you know, we were doing this incredibly ridiculous choo-choo train here at Forsaken Valley, and we were raiding Mount Blackhead, Peach Creek Commons, City Station, as well as Fuse's Lair. That was a lot of fun. Definitely a highlight for FusionFall. And that was completely random. So anyways, this live stream is going to be a lot shorter than the first and second one, because this is probably going to be like an hour long, or like an hour and a half long live stream, and just gonna go try and cover all of these things. So we're gonna go log into the game, and hello and welcome to the live stream, Gamma. So I'm gonna go log into the game now, and we're just gonna go and check out the other things inside of this update. Let's see, we're gonna log in. And you know, what are your guys' thoughts on you know, the Time Squad update in general? I think the biggest complaint would definitely have to be the, okay, it's not loading the FusionFall screen right now for some reason. Here it is. I'm gonna go pin this to the taskbar, and yeah, there we go. But window capture is not working. Window capture again. No, not that one. Yeah, that's really weird. It's not showing. It's not registering. It's not registering. Thing. It's not registering. You know. Oops. Oh, really big right here. Gonna. There we go. Oh, look. There's a lot more. Looks a lot wider. Let's like this. And nope. We're gonna, let's see. We're having trouble with like the window capture because it's not registering the thing. So I'm gonna try this again, and if not, well, oh my goodness. If not, I'll just use like display capture to just, you know, display the entire thing. Whoa, what the heck? I'm gonna log in again with, you know, FusionFall. Hopefully it can, you know, actually register. And, okay. Window capture. And, okay, there we go. There we go. Much better. And video capture. There we go. Looks a lot wider for some reason. Why is it like that? Okay. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go log in, and we're just gonna go see the rest of you know, these patch notes that we need to go cover. Whoa, that's really big. Okay. There we go. Why is it? Okay. Now we can start, and it says not responding. That's that's fantastic. All right, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to go relaunch that. Close program. Retro is not responding. Oops, the game appears to have crashed. Please report what caused this. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. And window capture. And okay, there we go. So a piece of advice is that if you actually crash, it's actually recommended you just load in an area where it's not as crowded. So like, you know, Monkey Mountain, it's not crowded. So you see this again, this loading bar. Don't move until it's fully loaded. And then after that, you switch back to your main character that you want to go play with, and then you're much less likely to actually crash. And okay, I'm a little concerned that my mic might be echoing. Okay, it's not echoing. That's great to know. Okay. Okay, so we're going to again see the rest of these patch notes, and
Ben here.
It says right here, the Wish operators and Kamari admirals have received long overdue voice clips. Remember to show video clip for reference. So it's a good thing that we're actually nearby the place. So yeah, we're gonna still have that time squad vehicle, so that's good to know. So let's see. Again, this is going to be a lot shorter than like part 1 and part 2. Okay, so I might as well begin recording now. And alright. Okay, the warp paddle. Oh, yeah, okay, you can go under there, that's good to know. And there's one dude right here. Okay. So you can actually wear this outfit. This is actually like an NPC. Julio Bobo Druid. Yeah, sir, man. Unfortunately, I have to go delete someone. So, let's see. I'm gonna go delete you. Okay. So apparently these are actually items you can wear inside of the game. But the files actually exist. Now the question is, will the developers actually ever release these items in the future? I mean, they did release like the NPC sets for like the K and D operatives, the urban rangers, the plumbers. They might as well also release the outfit for, you know, the Kamari Admiral. So let's go listen to what they actually sound like.
Traveler, you need my assistance to cross the Great Sea.
Ooh. So you might be hearing an echo. I'll try.
Until next we meet, Traveler. Traveler, you need my assistance to cross the Great Sea. Until next we meet, Traveler. Traveler, you need my assistance to cross the Great Sea. Farewell, young hero. Traveler, you need my until next we Traveler. Until next we meet, Traveler. Traveler, there behold, you may your quest be filled with good fortune.
Okay, so those are the lines for the new, for the Kamari Admiral, and okay, and there's one for the Whoosh Operator. Okay, let's go get ourselves that.
Behold, young hero.
It'll warp. And okay. Want to sail the seven seas?
Just gonna cut and run.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go turn off my mic because it's gonna go.
Avast. Just gonna cut and run. Avast. Just gonna cut and run. Avast. Say hello to Flapjack if you see him. You wanna sail the seven seas? You get scurvy. Avast. Just gonna cut and run. Avast. Say hello to Flapjack if you see him. Avast. You get scurvy.
Okay, so that's what the new audio apparently sounds like. I don't know. I tried replaying it several times over, and for some reason, it doesn't sound very clear to me. Whereas for the Kamari Admiral, you can definitely hear what he's saying, but for like the Whoosh Operator, I'm not picking it up. Even with like my increased volume, I'm not really picking it up. So that's kind of, I think they kind of need to go readjust that. Maybe if I were to wear my headphones, I'll be able to like properly hear him. But you know, you should be able to go hear him even without headphones, and even like especially without like a boosted speaker. But this one, I like this one a lot. And again, it makes me kind of wonder if we're ever going to have this outfit in the future. And additionally, we don't have this outfit as well, but it will also be pretty cool if we can have it as well. The closest one would have to be the one you can get from the Shipwrecker at the coast of Bravo Beach. So yeah, so this brings me up to this one video that I want to go share to you. Where do these Whoosh Operators, where do these Kamari Admirals actually come from? And the answer to that is, yeah, again, as you can see right here. You guys seen this? Yeah, this is really weird. Okay, it's a good thing you guys are seeing this. Again, that made me kind of worried. Okay, so 1280, 720, 1280, 720. It doesn't have to do with my computer. It has to do with my internet connection. So I guess as a pro and con, me moving up here means like there's like less distractions for the live stream. But the con here is that the Wi-Fi is not as strong. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so where is the cartoon reference for the Kamari serpent, as well as the getting kind of hot here, as well as for the Wish Operator? So the Kamari Admiral, as well as the serpent, comes from the Secret Saturdays, and the Wish Operator comes from the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, very first episode. So it's a good thing that I made a video dedicated for that a long time ago. YouTube, infinite possibilities. Whoosh Operator, and let's see, where are we? Whoosh Operator and Kumari. I'm not finding it for some reason. Kumari. This is so silly. I'm gonna go to my channel and videos and whoosh. Here it is. So, oh yeah, wow. I published that one like 8 months ago, I believe, and wow, I can't run it on 1080. So 360. I believe I can actually at least run. Where are we? Where's the clip? Okay. Okay. At least I have the clip for this one right here, for the Kamari Admiral, and let me go play it.
A successful artillery exercise. Does the king have any further orders?
So, well, that was a pretty cool episode. I actually watched it when I was making this episode. Basically, who's the villain for Secret Saturdays? The name is escaping me right now. But he took over the king of like these Atlantic type of people. They're not Atlantean, but they're very similar to them. And it was regarding like a prince. Like the father died, and the prince saw his father dying, and it's escaping me because I've seen this like 8 months ago, so I can't really remember. But that's where the Kamari Admiral, as well as the serpent, comes from Secret Saturdays. Whereas I can't really find the one for this one right here. I probably should have. Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah, so I can't really. Yeah, so let's see. 360. How about 480? Okay.
With its superior strength, speed, and sophistication, powered by the angst of 30 juvenile delinquents. What are you looking at?
It is undoubtedly the fastest wheel in the 7 seas.
Yeah, so that's where it comes from. So you're probably asking, how come that one is just a photo with audio behind it? Now the reason why is because if I were to include like the actual clip, it gets a copyright. So that's the reason why. Anyways, let's see. So that's the Wish Operator and the Kumari Admiral, and these are the things that we did. Adjusted the sky and file color in Goat's Junkyard the past to better differentiate it from the future version of the infected zone. So, okay, we're gonna go to Goat's Junkyard. We're gonna go to like the Skybox over there, and we're gonna try and see the difference of what it actually looks like. Choose the one in Candy Cove, and let's go to yeah, we're gonna go to Goat's Junkyard. Goat's Junkyard is right here, so we're gonna go check out that Skybox. Again, this is some minor stuff, but I guess it's still content worth looking into. Okay, gotta go through here, right? No, there's an invisible wall, I believe, so you can't go through there, right? Well, let's try and stretch. Yep, you can't do that. So you're gonna have to go do that. You're gonna have to go to you're gonna have to go to Peachtree Commons and then make a right to get into Goat's Junkyard, just to go see the different Skybox there. And you know, it definitely does remind me. I remember I was hosting the hide and seek competition, the second one here. We had a group photo with a whoosh whale. Okay, so all right, we're gonna go to Goat's Junkyard, and something about the Skybox, right? So by Skybox, I'm guessing, you know, the sky. Definitely am aware about this thing right here. We're already here at the place. There's this guy with a gem rejuvenator. Okay, so here's the Skybox. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let's see. Which account do I have? Okay, I have an idea. So, alright, I'm gonna log into a different account, and Universe Launcher, and we're gonna go to Goat's Junkyard in the future. Alright, okay. Yeah, so I have this character called Ooh. Yeah, let's see. I don't want to create a new character like that. Let's just make a random character. And yeah, we're gonna do our compare contrast. We're gonna go to
Please move the mouse to the right.
We're going to skip the tutorial, and if you want to know how to skip the tutorial, press the tilde key or the grave accent to do that. And it seems to me that when you do that, sometimes it occasionally just freezes up. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, that's very silly. I'm going to have to relaunch this one. And okay. Okay, so here we are, and okay, we go to Uncle Drew. Okay. All right, so no, we don't have to go do that. We can just do this one right here. We're gonna go to Junkyard. Lady Jewel Port. Okay. Alright. So the skybox here at, the future is obviously very green. And, I remember they were trying to work on, like, the skyboxes elsewhere in the game. For, like, a fun fact, like in City Station in the original, there was a lot of fog and a lot of smog down there, and what the developers did for Retro is that they tried to, I don't know if this is the right word, they tried to remove that foggy skybox to make downtown a lot smoother. So this is gonna go take a while, and it does make me kind of wonder, like, so FusionFall has this thing called like a no death policy. Right, so characters are not allowed to die because it is a kid's game, right? It's like similar reasons for, like, when you defeat a Pokemon, it says the Pokemon has fainted, even though it's like a level 100 Gyarados using like 6 Dragon Dances, as well as a Hyper Beam to like a level 1 Pidgey, and the Pidgey just fainted. The Pidgey did not faint. It absolutely got decimated to broken down its own atomic cores. So again, it does make me kind of wonder if I forgot what I was gonna say. I was talking about Pokemon. Yeah, we're gonna go to Junkyard. It's gonna take a while. And something that makes me kind of wonder is, like, I made a thread about this on the forums regarding Don Doom and Bad Max, and I kind of want them to, eventually reappear in the future. In the past, because in the original game, when the future was replaced with the Academy, Don Doom and Bad Max were also relocated to the past. So there's kind of like a little precedent to that, and it makes me kind of wonder if we're ever going to receive that in the future. Okay, so we're almost there to Goat's Junkyard. It's taking a little bit of effort just to go see this little minor thing. So, oh yeah, I was talking about like the no death policy, and yeah, okay, so yeah, it makes me kind of wonder, like, we're in the future, right? And like, how far is the future from the past? But anyways, like, so Cartoon Network characters are not allowed to die, right? And we have the future here. Almost the entire world has been swamped with fusion matter. So the question is, like, where do they go? Are they somewhere high up in the sky? Did they take up refuge here inside of Peach Creek Commons? it does make you kind of wonder. And speaking about characters that don't even appear, it makes me kind of wonder, like, where the heck is Aku? You know, so like I was talking about that in like the not the expansion video, but it was like after the expansion video, where I was kind of speculating, like, what is Aku, like, where the heck is Aku? Because if you're doing the Dexter's Guide mission, like level 35 and level 36 one, it was leading you off with an investigation of where Aku is located, you know? Okay, so we're almost there at Goat's Junkyard, and yeah, the skybox is pretty much green. There's nothing really much else to say, but like Planet Fusion is incredibly close by, so massive. And I don't know, is it me, or is like did like the developers do some sort of like JPEG? You know, it should be a vector, so like it doesn't lose quality size when you significantly increase it. It's a little fun fact about the game of FusionFall. So these skyboxes, you can actually go on top of them, and if you were to go into like the past, like the playlist of, you know, search up old FusionFall videos, you can see people actually going on top of these invisible walls. You know, even for like these infected, so you can go on top of them. So here is the skybox here at Goat's Junkyard at the future, and here is the skybox at you know, at, yeah. So it's dramatically different. So that's a good thing. Why new character? Because I just wanted to go and because it talked about the sky and fog color in Goat's Junkyard inside of the Bats Notes. So I just kind of wanted to, you know, explore that. I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this. Oops. Come on. Okay, so problem with using Gyazo is really weird. Oh, come on. So this is the skybox difference that you can see right here. Might as well do like an F10. So it's a lot more gray. That's good. That's good to know. And where's that paint.net? Okay. And here it is right here. Here we are in the future. And it's just, you know, real green. So there's a direct difference between the two. Oh, and there we go. So like you see these two towers right here, two chimneys. I see. So pretty cool. So as you can see right here on the left side, there's no fusion matter, and right here there's fusion matter right there. You can see the pods right there as well. That's pretty cool. So, but you can definitely see like there's clouds within the vicinity of the area. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much the skybox thing, and things we're gonna talk about. The sidewalk color around the cul-de-sac now matches the rest of the street. Okay, we're gonna go to the cul-de-sac, and I'm gonna go and close that character that I used for the future. I'm never gonna use that character again. Very likely I'm just gonna go delete him. But yeah, we're gonna go and again, this is right here. The sidewalk color around the cul-de-sac now matches the rest of the street. The resurrectum sound in the cul-de-sac was emitting from slightly to the right of the resurrectum. We moved it into place. So, okay, we're gonna go to Petri Commons, and we're going to So here's the slider right there. Nothing much. Sidewalk color on the cul-de-sac now matches the rest of the street. Rest of the street. So like this stuff right here. Like what was it before? Okay. So it's supposedly about 6 months, really? Okay. So apparently the sidewalks are different from the patch notes. So I'm gonna screen. No, actually no. Let's do F10 to go remove the UI. And I'm guessing these are the sidewalks, right? And Liberty Beast. Okay. I'm really hoping that Petrie Commons becomes, you know, much more of a hub for commerce instead of Mount Blackhead. Okay, so here are the sidewalks, or like the streets of Petrie Commons, right? So we're gonna take a little snapshot here, and F10. Yeah, so they're the same color, but this is some minor stuff. I actually know like they were different, but let's go see what it actually does look like. So maybe we can look into like Lego Megazord. He's like the archive of OG FusionFall, and yeah, here's Lego Megazord from 10 years ago. Okay. Da, da, da. That's how old. 2009. This is 10 years, man. 10 years ago, I was 10 years old. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Okay, and when you're inside, so these are the colors right here. What are the colors inside of... It looks exactly the same. What did they change? There's not a high quality. Let's go look for an 8D video Petrie Commons. Wait, that was 8D. 9 years ago. Okay, how about this one? So yeah, they look pretty much the same. Yeah, they don't... I'm not seeing the difference with what happened here. Let's go look at another video. Yeah, this is... I'm not seeing any difference. How about a more modern one? How about like from this year? Oh, Lego Megazord 6 months ago. 7 views. Same guy. Okay. This is from FusionFall Retro. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm not... I think it looks the same. Or very slightly... Very, very slightly different. Yeah, I don't really see it. Yeah. Okay, so I don't really see this thing. So we did that. The next thing we're gonna go do is I don't really see anything. The resurrectum sound in the cul-de-sac was emitting from slightly to the right of the resurrectum. We moved it into place. So this is something very minor. Okay, let's just go. We can't really do a compare and contrast, but apparently it was emitting a sound. So here is thing. I like how there's more people here. And you know, I actually... Okay, so something that I understand is I like how the bank, so, right? So you take the scamper, you're coming from you know, City States and Mount Blackhead or Forsaken Valley, right? Only like when you're like a high level player, like a level 36 player, you don't care about the rest of this stuff here. You don't care about like that monkey Skyway agent, right? So, and it takes a little bit of distance to go get to the bank, right? Something that I do like from this update, it's very minimal, but it is a noticeable quality of life update, is again scamper, right? And the first thing that you see would be the banks, so it's definitely really nice. Instead of like, you know, how long does it take? So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. 10 seconds. Let's double check. Wait. Okay. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. So this is 1200 class, right? So if you were to go walk there, walking speed is 600. So you're actually, if you walk there without any running nano, it's actually twice as long, which would be like 20 seconds, right? So, you know, when you're from the scamper, it's just 1001, 1002, not even 3 seconds, you're already at the bank, or 4 seconds if you're walking. So it's definitely pretty nice. Something to go actually talk about in terms. And welcome to the live stream, Dre. We're just going over the rest of the patch notes that we didn't really cover in the last live stream. It's gonna be a lot shorter, but yeah. So things I like. Banks are closer, and I guess we can also before we do that, I guess we can also before we do that, I guess we can also yeah, we're gonna go to the Resurrectum. So apparently, according to the patch note, it says right here, the Resurrectum sound in the codec was emitting from slightly to the right. Okay, very slight. So we gotta remove the music. Okay. I'm not really... Okay. Well, can't really say anything about this, so... Alright. Let's go turn that off. And... Actually, no, I gotta... Okay. Anything else in Peach Creek? Cleaned up and adjusted a couple row of textures around the junkyard. Okay, we gotta go back to the junkyard. But before we do that, we might as well do a little bit of tracking. So it's 5 times faster. Okay, we're gonna go to Mount Blackhead, right? And I think a lot of people, or at least, I don't know, maybe just myself, are kind of complaining that they relocated Morbucks. So we're from the scamper, right? So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007. So it's 7 seconds to get there with your vehicle, right? And then, okay. 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013. So it's slightly it's almost double in terms of length. So, okay, so this is where Prince King Warbucks was used to be located, right? Actually, most people don't do this. They don't do that. They actually jump over and do this. So, all right. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012. About 12 seconds from the scamper to where Prince King Warbucks was originally located. So 12 seconds. So with the new one, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007. He's closer. So from 12 seconds to like 7 seconds. Now Blackhead. So that's a noticeable quality of life thing, but I guess a lot of people, because you know, people don't like change, right? They prefer their more bucks to be right there. That was like my initial first reaction to their new location. So something that I actually noticed is that I think it's kind of weird that Coco and Mac are located right here. I feel like there needs to be a better spot. Like, why not, you know, over where number 4 and number 3 are located? So like Mac is here, Coco's right here, right? Instead of, it's not the best spot in my opinion. I think they need to be relocated elsewhere. But for the banks, I think people are kind of upset that the original location for Warbucks is no longer there. But you have to also understand, you don't have, there's a very, actually let's do some math. Okay, so percentage calculator, right? So it takes you 12 seconds from the scamper to the original Warbucks to now 7 seconds. So it's 41.67% faster. But you know, like, that's gonna save you some time over the long run. Okay, so that is we're gonna go back to, oh yeah, the Gangrene gang jackets have been renamed. I guess we can do that later, but we're gonna go back to the junkyard, and yeah, we're gonna go back there, and yeah. Okay, and Peach Creek Commons.
Onto your lunchbox.
Whew. Okay, so I definitely do like how there's more people doing their banking here. That's definitely nice. And something that we definitely need to go see in the future is actually, you know, have more. I just realized the lights are off. The lights are off. But maybe I can also get a Windows kid used for lighting. How's the lighting now? Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go back to the junkyard, and yeah.
Hey, where are you going? Under your hat.
I definitely like how Rodney is. I've sold like more than 30 of these guys for roughly 350k on average. So if I were to do my math, 350 times, I don't know, 35, I've made 12.25 million taros out of these fur balls. They make good money. Anyways, we're gonna go and go here, and I feel like these glasses are incredibly popular because, you know, a lot of people wear glasses, right? And it's a nice aesthetic, and I really like how, for example, people are actually moving away from the very classic axe and blindfold and more towards, you know, other accessories such as these glasses. Okay, so apparently, again, cleaned up and adjusted a couple world textures around the junkyard. So I'm not really sure what that means. So let's just try and go inside and try and investigate, like, what exactly did they change? A couple world textures. I don't really see anything. It makes me kind of wonder, like, I haven't done this place, like the infected zone, in several months, and it makes me kind of wonder, like, I know I'm rusty, but the question is, how rusty am I? Because I only did this infected zone like 12 times, right? Not like 50, 80 times. 80 times for, you know, like Eternal Meadows. So, yeah. Alright, we're gonna... What did they change? They're not really giving us any sort of information here. Like, there's no before and after. They just said that they changed stuff. But what? What did they change? Junkyard. And, you know, fun fact. To go to Junkyard comes directly from Megas XLR. Now, another fun fact, if you're there in part 2 of the live stream, you're not actually talking. You're actually not talking to this. You're not touching this pod. You're not touching it. What you are touching instead would actually have to be an invisible NPC. So if I were to, like, you know, face this direction, I can still touch it, right? And if I were to, like, let's see, if I were to, I had a photo of this last time. There was like this spot, this invisible spot. Okay, it looks to me that I'm gonna have to just get the photo. Let's see. So we're gonna go to the forums, and we're gonna go to here, and yeah, there's this interesting spot right here where, okay, view image. As you can see, there is this black dot. You're not touching it. You're just touching this invisible NPC. Let me see if I can try and. How did I get it last time? You have to get it at an angle. Okay, I can't get it, but you at least saw from the photo you can. There's this black dot. Okay, so that is it for, I guess, world textures. And maybe if you were to open up the map, you would be able to go see. Yeah, so when the Time Squad update, seeds were still here, and like the Time Squad was not officially planned. If you were to actually open your map and press My View, you would actually see this NPC icon, very similar to like what you see right here, but you can't really touch it, I believe. So that's pretty interesting. So we did that. I think the next thing we're gonna do is that I'm gonna go log into Plumber Infinity, and we're going to. Yeah, we're going to log out. We're gonna log into Plumber Infinity because he has the jackets for the Gangrene gang. Okay, so okay, we're gonna go to the bank, and we're gonna go check it out. So it says right here, the Gangrene gang jackets have been renamed. They now accurately describe that they're recolors of Ace's jacket rather than reflecting the jackets that the rest of the gang wear. Okay, so so we have our local bank, and we go to our banking right here, and Crimson dyed Ace jacket. So, okay, I'm gonna have to go rename. I'm gonna have to go to the Universal Guide. I'm gonna have to go rename them. Okay, so the red Ace, or I believe. Okay, so let's go to the Universal Guide, and hold on. Let me just. Yeah, so here we have ourselves. Okay, so link is inside of the description. So if you go to other clothes, or actually accessories, because they're like at the bottom. So the red one is 33. So the Gangrene gang jackets. Go and take a screenshot of these. So they've been renamed. Gangrene gang Big Billy. And if you don't know who Big Billy is, let's just actually no. Let's see. Powerpuff Girls. Gangrene gang. So Big Billy would have to be this individual right here, and so it's not called Crimson Dyed. Okay, this is kind of silly in a way because, oh, you did that, huh? It's a good thing that Roxy's watching. Yeah, so it's a good thing that you're watching right now, Roxy, or Austin, because I was gonna go talk about your thread. So yeah, so I think it's kind of silly they renamed it to Crimson Dyed because they're not gonna call it Crimson Ace. They're gonna call it Red Ace. They might as well just do it like that. Or okay, I like the name right here, Canary Dyed. But what does Canary look like? Canary? What does Canary look like? Well, we're looking at it right now. So Canary is supposed to be yellow. Okay. That's the first time I heard that as like an actual color, but the canary is supposed to be for the domestic canary, I believe. A wild canary, a small songbird in the finch family originating from the Micronesian islands. Canaries were first bred in captivity in the 1600s. They were brought over by Spanish sailors to Europe. Okay. So they're called the Canary Dyed, and the original name for it was the Gangrene gang snake jacket. And you know, Snake, where is Snake? Snake is this dude right here. And after this, we're gonna go to Marquis Row and put on these jackets. So, yeah. So Crimson is for Canary. Crimson, Canary, Canary Dyed, Ace jacket. Crimson Dyed Ace jacket. This is a step in the right direction. So Cobalt, okay, Cobalt Dyed Ace jacket, and so the blue one was named after Grubber, and Grubber is this dude right here, and Grubber is the blue one. Blue is Cobalt. Canary is the yellow one. Canary is the yellow one, and the crimson is the red one. Is the red one. And we have ourselves the green. So emerald. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Emerald Dyed Ace, and this one is in reference to, I believe, Little Arturo, and it's this dude right here. He's the smallest of the bunch, and yeah. So that's the, and did they also change the signed ace one? Or I don't think they did that. So, alright, so we're gonna go put these on. And I'm gonna have to go rename them on the universal guide. And I have to go also change my outfit to something else. I like wearing these. And I like wearing this outfit right here. And, go wear this outfit. Okay. We're gonna go to, we're gonna go, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna go to Mark V. Rowe. And it's a good thing that Roxy's watching this right now, because I'm gonna talk about his thread. Anyways, while we're gonna use the slider, or no, so we actually just, yeah, we're just gonna go use the slider. But I have a feeling that I'm gonna be like distracted, and yeah, so we're gonna have to go rename these blue. So the red one is called Crimson Dyed. Crimson Dyed. Ace Jacket. Yellow is Canary Dyed. Ace Jacket. And the red one is the crimson, no, blue one is the Cobalt Dyed. Ace Jacket. And this one's the Emerald. Emerald Dyed Ace Jacket. And this one was not renamed. So, Gangrene Gang. What about the original? Oh, we're already here. Okay, that's great. And Gangrene Gang Ace Jacket. Alright, so okay, we're gonna go here. And this also makes me want to go mention someone else, another person's thread. But for now, we're gonna go bring up Roxy's thread, because I actually like the idea a lot, because instead of, yeah, so they've been renamed. Okay, we're gonna go to the forums. And where is Roxy's? Where is Roxy's? I know it's Professor Utonium. I'm gonna stalk Roxy right now. So post. Gangrene Gang Jacket. Yeah, so it's this one right here. It's quite a read, but it's not too long of a read, so I might as well read all of it. So yeah, so this is Roxy, or Austin. Hey guys, it's Professor Utonium Roxy, Believe Blossom / Austin, however you know me as. I'm not really an avid forum user outside of my boss mob survival guides, and for posting my entry to the summer writing contest, and you know, congratulations for winning. I actually read your submission, I liked it a lot. But recently I've discovered a hidden power laying in the forums. I'm not sure how to explain it, besides the fact that the forums is a great place to be heard, even within the many strange alleys of the community. So I actually do agree that that if you post on the forums, you have a voice, and the developers definitely listen to your concerns. And I'm well aware of the fact that I'm a prominent community figure, and if I were to go say something, it's also there's some sort of influence to it as well. But yeah, yesterday Ace and Belladonna kicked those annoying groupies to the curb and welcomed the rest of the band to hang out with them. It was always weird that the Gangrene Gang were presented as a band in the FusionFall universe, but only Ace and Belladonna were around. Yes, that's something that I agreed. Like when I was first playing the game, like when I was little, you know, I was kind of wondering, like, where the heck are the rest of the Gangrene Gang? And it's kind of understandable in a way, because like each game has a budget, right? And like the Powerpuff Girls, they have like Utonium, Mojo Jojo, him, Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup, Fuzzy Lumpkins, and there's probably like one or two more. there's a big budget for the Powerpuff Girls, so just adding these other characters would have is kind of understandable, like why they didn't appear in the original. So, now Big Billy, Little Arturo, Snake, and Grubber have delightful children themselves around Ace to liven up the world, including idle animations and some Barker text to match. Yes, you might remember the FusionFall designs of these guys from the discontinued Legacy picture of the day, and again, it makes me kind of wonder if we're ever going to have more of these pictures of the day. Probably next year, or probably at the end of this year. I don't know. I'm just really hoping. It's been more than 2 years, guys. Like the community really wants one. So this one right here is again Snake. The one right here, the big guy is Big Billy. And with these guys now permanently sticking up the town, I got to thinking everyone knows about a series of 5 jackets obtainable in the game known as the Gangrene gang jackets, each with a respective color based off the member it's named after. So the Snake jacket is yellow, yes, Rubber jacket is blue, Big Billy jacket is red, Little Arturo jacket is green, and the Ace jacket is black, though the Arturo and Billy jacket colors were swapped for some reason. Yeah, that's something that I noticed. And you know, speaking about the colors of these jackets, right? Something that a lot of people were, you know, that a lot of people are kind of upset about is like, okay, we have ourselves the emerald dyed Ace jacket, or formerly known as Little Arturo jacket, right? But like when you put them on, this one right here is very green, but this one right here it's green, but it's not the same shade as the icon. And is it because like when you recolor the jackets, like was like the black Ace, the original one, and like, you have a hard time recoloring it? But the icons and like what it shows, there's a definite mismatch. Like this one right here, this one's like a bright, yeah, this one looks crimson, but this one right here, it does not look like crimson. This one right here looks like, well, this one right here looks accurate. The blue one, it doesn't look as accurate, but the biggest crimes would have to be the emerald or Little Arturo jacket, as well as it's not equipping, as well as the blue Ace jacket, because like the Cobalt one, it looks like a really bad recolor of the black one. So anyways, you might also know that the community commonly misnames the items constantly. Yeah, I definitely do agree with you with that. It is a pet peeve of mine, and it's also a pet peeve of, you know, Devin. You've probably seen someone asking for a red Ace or a blue Ace. So red Ace is, actually I don't know, red Ace is Big Billy, blue Ace is Grubber. Despite the fact that there's only one Ace jacket, the black one. 2 if you count the signed Ace jacket from the original game's Valentine's event and Retro's 2019 birthday bash. I tried my hardest to change the world and make everyone call the items by the right names, and unfortunately, they don't work. Because people, even right now, even with these new names, right? I don't think people are going to call them... Okay, I can definitely see people calling the Little Arturo jacket Emerald, but I can see more people calling it Green Ace instead, as well as Yellow Ace instead of Canary, as well as Crimson Ace instead of... I can see people calling it Red Ace or even Ruby Ace instead of Crimson. But it is a step in the right direction. So hear me out, instead of changing the way the community talks about the item, change the item instead. The community calls them Ace recolors, so it should be. Yeah, that's true. Doing this would change the Gangrene Gang Snake Jacket to the Gangrene, I think that's a typo right there, Gang Yellow Ace Jacket, or just Gangrene Yellow Ace Jacket to remove some mouth vomit, and so on with the rest of the jackets. But Roxy, why would we do that? Remove the representation of these 4 guys. So there is actually this is a photoshopped photo. So this is the thing. So this is the thing that so the reason why I'm bringing up this thread in the first place is like I like this idea of like, instead of, you keep the jackets, right? You keep the color, but you also have their insides as well. So this one, little Arturo is wearing this reddish color. In addition to the ace jacket, the 4 recolors in the signed jacket, a handful of new jackets to be added. These jackets would all still be black like aces, but instead change the color of the undershirt to match the models of each member. You have to forgive my crude photo editing skills, I'm not the best, but I did my best to throw together some examples. Above you can see Roxy wearing the signed ace, normal one is on an alt, with the shirt recolored red. In a perfect world, these new jackets for Billy, Arturo, and Rubber wouldn't have the armbands that Ace has, since their models lack it. So yeah, I definitely do agree, transplanting their shirt with the jacket. This one right here, I'm not sure about this one because like the jacket's already black on the outside, and you're gonna have another black one, but I guess people do that in real life. So Snake, on the other hand, would get to keep the armbands but change to match the model. Billy and Rubber would receive green and purple shirts respectively, changing the previous jackets to be simple recolors, while adding these new jackets will help players with their communication in game, as people already refer to other jackets as recolors, as well as fixing the color swapping issue between Arturo and Billy's jackets. In fact, we don't even have to stop at these green guys. So again, you have to imagine the armbands are gone. Okay, these are apparently gone. But I tried my best to edit in the gloves Belladonna wears into this Gangrene Gang Belladonna jacket concept. I figured since he's a member of the band, he deserves just as much as the other 5. And that's all I really have to go say on that matter. And, you know, Devin was the first one to reply. This seems like a great idea. And, you know, so I definitely do support this. I would love to, for example, so we have our black ace here, right? Or our Gangrene Gang ace jacket. So instead of it being white on the inside, it could actually be green for Big Billy. And for little Arturo, this guy right here, it's actually, you know, red. And for Snake, it's actually this one right here as well. And for Grubber, it's purple, and you get the idea. As well as for Belladonna, the white inside is now black, as well as including these black gloves right here. I think they would be very, very, very popular. I think an alternative to this, again, like what I said earlier, is like they actually just get recolors, the proper recolors, instead of like a total mismatch between the icon and what it actually shows. So I'm okay with both. Preferably, I prefer like the actual recolors, but you can't go wrong with either one. And you know, this also kind of makes me want to transition to another thread that I was reading about, and it's from this former community team member. I mean, Roxy was also a former CT, but what is it? Dietrich, he was the dude who designed the Rodneys and made me a lot of taros. So what is it? You know, where is Dietrich's? Did he reply inside of his thread? Oh, it was apparently the last response to this. But members, search for members, search for Dietrich's. Hopefully he has a little thread here. Show posts and topics, and yeah, this one right here is another lengthy thread And for some reason I can't make this appear. Maybe I have to go load this up on Chrome. Let's see. So something that I would like, oh, here we go. So this is a lot shorter than Roxy's, but I also like this idea as well. And Devin also commented on it as well. I really like to do more duds in the future. It's a great way to include the side or unimportant characters, or even those that don't really need mission plot / relevance. Like the ideas keep coming. So anyways, so Devin has brought up the idea of duds on Discord a few times, and I thought it would be neat to make a thread coming up with some new ideas for what could also fit this role. If you don't have any idea on what a dud is, well, long story short, there's a way to make the world more lively without the hassle of finding voice lines or coming up with full missions. The best new example of this amazing new concept is what was just added in the latest patch. So the Gangrene gang, we're there right now. You can't talk to them, and in fact, you can actually go inside of them. You can't interact with them. They don't have any voice lines. They're probably going to have some in the future, but they're duds. They don't do anything outside of occasionally saying some stuff. Okay, so where is the Google Chrome? There. A few of my personal ideas would be Johnny 2x4 and Jimmy from Ed, Edd and Eddy in their Urban Ranger uniforms, replacing these two NPCs out of front. Okay, so these two NPCs, one would be Johnny and another one would be Jimmy. And adding Muriel in a rocking chair in front of the house, and maybe Eustace frustrated at his truck that's broken down, the car even have smoke like effect. So like imagine Muriel here and like Eustace here. You can't really talk to them. And lastly, just as a funny joke, I think it'd be cool to put Moxie in a random location mopping up a mess. He's canonically CN gender. His Barker text could be about him being envious of Tom's success and lamenting the fact his own clip show didn't take off, mentioning that he wished he got into the anime business. But even then, welcome to the live stream, Z-Fist Ace. Yeah, I definitely do support this idea, and for people that don't even know who Moxie is, you're seeing him right now, and I definitely do support this. Now, I add my own thoughts around here, and yeah. So some other ideas for duds would have to be like Robo Bradley. I believe he's also known as Number 6, because like Robo Bradley is mentioned a lot when you're doing missions around like Townsville Park, right? So it'd be pretty cool. Let's just say like he's nearby Number 1, as well as his full-on outfit, or even better, imagine if Robo Bradley was again very similar to Rodney, was another fully animated backpack that could again be around you. And again, congratulations to Dietrich, who's watching the live stream right now, talk about with this. Another one would have to be Number 20,000. I think that would be another pretty cool idea. Number 86. I don't think she needs to be a dud. And Dietrich did state inside of the thread that they may be duds at first, right? But maybe eventually in the future they're going to have their own important mission line. I think a close example of this, actually no, never mind, as well as Tommy Gilligan, that would be really cool. Chad Dixon, King Sandy. I think, for example, King Sandy could be a dud inside of, FusionFall. He's located inside of like Bravo Beach or outside of Bravo Beach, and he's just there along with the rest of those Sandcastle Knights. So Dietrich responded right here. The best part with duds is that they could always be promoted later on. Like I said, it's just a way to get them in a slight bit easier, make the world more alive. you really one hand with this. Love all the ideas. Mushi and Tommy especially seem like they'd be possible duds due to the fact they're so similar looking to their older siblings. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Mushi can be located at the top of like the trees of Mount Blackheads and just like spying on like, you know, number 3 and number 4, you know. Everyone's ideas have been good so far. Keep it up. Really digging Nacho Bear. Easy retexture Bean and Squirrel Scouts. Yeah. And I had my own little response here. They shouldn't be duds. They're important characters in the show. But yeah, Dietrich did state earlier on that they could be duds at first, but they could eventually, you know, have their own missions towards. And further on, I added in like my own suggestions, such as George Mucus from Foster's Home. He was my favorite, you know, side character. I think he looked really adorable. These right here would absolutely be perfect as duds in Camp Laszlo. Yeah, I agree with Robo Bradley and King Sandy. Yes. And I think Dietrich's responded. Blast is a Strasser from Robotomy in the Junkyard, but unlike Larry 3000, Coop doesn't fix them. Yeah, that's another... I don't know who these are, but... Blast is... Oh, this dude right here? Okay. Yeah, that definitely does make some sense. And Trasser from Robot Autonomy, that's a great idea. You know, they don't have to be... Oh, these are just shirts. Robot Autonomy. These guys right here, they could be inside a goat's junkyard, and you know, again, when he said similar to Larry before the update, where his head was just on the ground, these parts could just be scattered as little Easter eggs, or maybe even further, they could just be like a secret mission, right? Very similar to like to a grave quest from the Fire Pits, or the one you can get from Eternal Vistas or Eternal Meadows. So that's a good idea. There's other duds right here. Mimi, Lily. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. Maybe they could just be somewhere at Genius Grove, right? Spurg, Pudding, Mindy. I think Mindy would actually have an important role. She's one of the more important reoccurring characters. And, you know, where the heck is Erwin? You know, like where the heck are they? Who is Lizzie? Lizzie Divine. Oh yeah, this girl. I think she's pretty important as a reoccurring character, but again, just keep repeating myself. They could just be duds at first, and then eventually, be added. Here's a Phlegm. No, not this disgusting thing. Cow and Chicken. Yeah, this guy right here. Maybe they can be relocated at like Peach Creek Commons or somewhere else. I can definitely see them inside of here. And oh, we have ourselves a comment from... Yeah, so we have a comment from Devin. I think it might be important to kind of be flexible with what exactly a dud NPC might be. So for example, I kind of feel like Fuzzy is effectively just a set piece, given that he was originally only involved with like 1 or 2 missions. So duds could very easily be NPCs that don't have much going on aside from a one-off bit. In the case of the Gangrene gang, they happen to work really well as basically just a set piece phrase, given that was kind of their role in the show. So for the Muriel example, I could see her rocking in her chair on her front porch, but also be involved in a mission or two. So it would basically act as a glorified quest object. Okay. Will she give you missions, or do you just have to like talk to her? The same could be said about Sheep, for example. So like, you know, Sheep from Sheep in the City. I can't really pronounce that properly, but given that we may want players to interact with them, but he doesn't really offer much outside being an objective for a mission. And yeah, we have some other examples. This guy right here, I'm immediately reminded of Tan. I'm not sure how to pronounce his full name, but this is what Tan's profile pic on the forums looks like, as well as these guys. And it would be really cool if we can actually the moment I saw this, the first thing I thought of would have to be adding Yogi Bear, as well as his other partner as an actual, you know, dud. So Yogi Bear, which is Yogi Bear and you know, Boo Boo, you know. Now these characters right here, I think it would be brilliant if they can actually, you know, be like duds at the very vast and very big Acorn Flats, Leafy, Prickly Pines. These two areas of Prickly Pines, you know, they're just there, right? And they're like a little mini Easter egg, right? And they don't, you can't really touch them, but they would have like a pop-up box, like, do you have any lunch? You know, that'd be pretty cool. A little Easter egg inside of the game, and it would definitely have some real world building inside. So, I think that's having imaginary friends as vendors is a brilliant idea. Maybe if it's not too much, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's a good thing that I recorded this. So this can probably be like individual clips, you know. So I do want to go give credit to Roxy, Lee Blossom, / Austin for the whole Gangrene Gang jacket thing, as well as Dietrich for the whole dud concept. I'm much more excited about the whole dud stuff because you can do so much more with it. But at the same time, we also have to go consider that creating a dud is also creating a whole new model. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to do that. So that's pretty much, I have some comments right here. Speaking of the Ed, and Eddie characters, I'm doing a little project for myself of finding voice lines for all the characters. Currently have everyone except Naz and Sarah. That's great, man. Yeah, and Carl is one pretty much one-off characters on all that. FusionFall Retro, Nigel's Girl. Okay, so those are the comments from what Dietrich said inside of the live stream. So yeah, that's good. That's good to know that you're taking initiative for doing this. In fact, we need more people like you. We need more people having like a voice inside of the community, because you have to understand, like, FusionFall is a small community, and if just like one person, it's actually very loud. It's actually very loud, so things spread fast. So, yeah. So let me see. We're almost done with this live stream, I think. We still have a few more things to go talk about. So we already renamed these items right here. And if you're enjoying the live stream, please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please. Check out the Universal Guide as well as the Discord server. The links are inside of the description. We have Prizzy inside of the server now. He just joined yesterday, as well as Top Hat Matt, as well as Mag. They are developers inside of the game. Another developer, it would have to be Kem. So yeah, definitely I would encourage you to join. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, update log. Gotta do this, and what is this? Update log. Yeah, so renamed Gangrene jackets. Alright, so we are done with that. Okay. Yes, we already have seen the Time Squad outfit, and we've already seen the Time Squad cowl. And yeah, we already talked about the special new item, the Blossom Talks a Lot action figure has been added to the game in preparation for our plans. Okay, yeah. So this item, this was pretty funny. Yeah, so if you go to like new items inside of the guide, so there's this thing right here called the new inbox Blossom Talks a Lot figurine, and like I have a little thing right here saying 2 million plus taros with a winky face, and you know, it's technically true. It technically is worth like 2 million plus taros, because what's it called? The mark of a true nerd, right? So, Mark of a True Nerd, World Missions. Well, I don't know what it's called. What level is that mission? Maybe that can help us. FusionFall Retro Missions. And... okay. Taking a while to load that up. Retro. Past world missions. Hopefully it's already here. The Mark of a True Nerd. It's level 10. So we're kind of off. Mark of a True Nerd. It's in alphabetical order too. Level 10. Where is it? I don't see it. That's really weird. I need to look closer. It's level 10, right? Level 10 hard. Can't find it. It's really weird. I'm probably blind. Yeah, so I don't really care. Yeah, so but anyways, like if you were to look into inside of like the description inside of this, it says it's worth like millions of if you're to go open this, it says this actually costs like millions of taros, but you opened it, so it's like completely worthless. It's a troll item, you know. So it's probably better if you want to do this, you can do the mission twice and not open this one, so you can technically say it's worth like 2 million plus taros, you know. Yeah, so we already talked about that. We're almost done. So in preparation for our plans to add additional nanos, we've changed the way nanos are displayed in the nano book. You can now see silhouettes of all nanos you do not have, as opposed to only being able to see the silhouette of the nano to be unlocked next. So this is actually really nice and very convenient. So if you press N on your keyboard, you can actually... this was something that should have been done in like the original game, but I'm glad they did that. I wonder if you can go to the settings and go here, Nanocom. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, if you press on that, if you press N, you get to go see that. And I guess if you go exit the game, and go to like a lower level character such as Ranger Joey. Such as, you know, Ranger Joey right here. So if you were to press where's the candy corn? Press N. This is great. It is absolutely great. And I think something that they should do in like future patch notes is that's great. Little small feature, definitely going to be useful. And a little quick plug right here. If you're not a level 36, or if you are level 36 but you want more information, again, just yesterday, last night, I was updating the nano power selection guide. It's up to date now, and it's to tell you what nanos to choose. I haven't updated this in like 2 months, and from 2 months then I've developed some new insights on how to do this. And it looks like I got a notification. I have a notification from here. Oh, hey! I know you, Azzy. Yo, it's Magical Dealer. Yo, he sent me a friend request. That's great. I love his new profile picture. I love it. I'm guessing he likes the Joker movie a lot. What are you guys' thoughts on the Joker? Oh, Alfie is doing this right now. I got a ping. Oh no, it's the voice chat ping. Yeah, so what am I talking about? In preparation for our plans to add additional nanos, we've changed the way nanos are displayed. Okay, we already talked about that. And we already talked about the N key, not the N word. And keep in mind the Morbooks family requires, yeah, we already talked about that. And we thought how, like, honestly, how ridiculously stupid, how expensive it is. Super Cow NPC, why did I bring that up? Talk about multiple accounts and what Dogon said and how ridiculous these prices are. FusionFall and Koopa. FusionFall, this one deserves its own video, I don't think. No, we can talk about it because it also gives me some preparation for like the eventual video I'm going to make about this and how it's going to significantly affect the FusionFall community. So yeah, so let's talk about how expensive these banks are. Yeah, so I would not recommend purchasing these banks outside of the gold membership card. And maybe the Sapphire membership card. However, for Emerald and Ruby, I would not recommend buying it at all. The gold one is definitely reasonable because you get yourself 250 more slots. The Sapphire Angel one is somewhat reasonable because I'll talk about that more in the future. But anyways, I have this little thread, or not a thread that I made, but a thread that I participated in inside of the forums, and it got kind of spicy, and I'm a little kind of worried. That was a Twitch notification. This thing right here. So this guy says, I'm loving the new update, but the prices for the bank cards are insane. What were the devs thinking? And first of all, I have to state that we may be looking at adjusting prices later, but I think if you want to store 1,000 items, you're going to need to earn it. Plus, the more bank space you have, the more it costs us to host a server. So like, I need to, before I even talk about that, actually got a little message from Dogon from the Time Squad update thread. It's here in page 11, and Dogon, we actually cut off a lot of what I said, but yeah, Time Squad part 1 is here. Some thoughts on the bank. It's not worth it, especially since you can transfer items by running multiple accounts on the same PC. So Dogon stated here, please don't do this. We added this feature specifically to keep people from creating characters on multiple accounts, as this makes things harder on us. From what I understand, this drives up the price of the server, making it more expensive for us to host the game in the long run, and potentially make things more complicated for our moderation team. So on one hand, like when I made that tutorial for how to run multiple accounts on the same PC back in, July 10th of 2019, before I made this tutorial video, I asked permission from Devin if I can actually make this tutorial, because it's kind of like inside of this gray area, because a lot of people are doing it. Even like the CTs are doing this, right? And like even like the developers, if you were to talk about running multiple accounts on the forums, they're okay with it. So like what's interesting, what Dogon stated here is that this is actually the first time where a game master said that you should not do this, right? So running multiple accounts on the same PC, it's not, don't do that, but it's, again, it's inside of a gray area. So the reason why I bring this up is because due to the value of how expensive these banks are outside of the gold and possibly the sapphire bank, and you not needing the emerald nor ruby membership card, you don't need to get those other two. In fact, like I've talked to the other very rich people, like people that are worth 20 million plus taros, and people that also make me look very poor. Like I have 20 plus million taros, but there's people that are much more richer than me that make me again look poor. And like I've asked them, like, did you buy one of these banks? Did you even bother buying any of these banks? And the answer to them is like, no, we didn't even buy the gold bank, because again, we could just keep on creating more accounts, and that's unlimited free space. So I think what needs to happen is they need to go adjust the prices, and they need to go adjust the prices. And I have my own thoughts right here, and this is what Devin stated. Technically, any new addition the server has to keep track of will do that. That said, we wouldn't have added the feature if we didn't want players to use it. We just want it to be more of a thing to really work for rather than a handout. So what he's trying to say is that you're going to have to go work for it. Now, the problem here is that if you want to have all of the banks, you're going to have to go spend 20 million taros. And what does 20 million taros looks like? Now, I'm honestly hoping that does really fix the prices. Maybe a flat fee of 500k for each bank is too small, because maybe, again, because adding more banks costs real money for the developers, and also creating more characters also in the long term will increase the price of the server. So instead of like people stating, 500k for each bank, which would be like 2 million altogether, instead of that, maybe they can make it 500k to 1 million to 2 million to 4 million, so it's 7.5 million altogether. And 7.5 million, you still have to work towards it. You can't just get that in a day or a week, or maybe in a week if you really tried, but it's going to take you a long time instead of that ridiculous, uber expensive 20 million taros. So what does 20 million taros look like? So you get about 1.5 million taros to get from levels 1 to 36. And if you want to get 20 million taros, you're going to have to go get yourself 13 to 14 level 36s. That's a lot of time. Now the world record for, although heavily outdated, I'm just pretty much reading what I said here, to speed run is 36 hours. So if you want to get yourself 20 million taros, that's 480.24 hours total, or 20 days of your life just, doing speed running over and over again. That's a lot of time. Another example here would have to be like the 2000 Halloween pumpkin missions, which gives you 400k. Where am I getting that 400k from? Because each pumpkin, if you were there at the event, you were required to kill 3,000 pumpkin spawns. It's only one hit, because they only have like 1 HP. And each pumpkin drops 100 taros. You're required to kill 3,000 of them. So 3,000, multiply that by 100, that's 300,000 taros altogether. And when you submit the mission, you're going to get yourself 100,000 taros altogether, excluding the items that you sell to players. So it's 400,000 taros from just doing the mission alone. So how many, like, and it takes 2.5 hours to go do one pumpkin mission by yourself. Or if you're if you do this by yourself, it's not going to take you 2.5 hours. It's going to take you a lot longer. If you're grinding efficiently inside of a group, it's to take you about 2.5 hours or less. That's 125 hours or 5.21 days of your life just killing pumpkins non-stop. You're gonna have to go do the mission 50 times. It's absolutely ridiculous. And people were stating when the Halloween event was happening, this event made them incredibly rich. Now, another example right here would have to be like the market value of Solomon. So the market value is currently about 300,000 taros at the time of this live stream, or at the time of this video, because I'm eventually going to make this clip into its own video, right? And you need to get yourself about 67 Solomon hats. I only know one person who is going to buy all of them, you know, and it takes like many hours. I don't know, like 4 hours to go get yourself like a full inventory of gold crates, and that's with an ult or two, right? That's a lot of time. Or if you still don't understand, you get 100,000 taros per hour, roughly, grinding Fusion Echo by yourself. That's just by yourself. You would need to put in 200 hours or 8.34 days. So, in other words, using this as an analogy, as a way to go give perspective on how ridiculous 20 million taros is, I hope you get the picture. 20 million is too expensive. Even for the uber rich people, they're not going to dump 20 million on these taros, because they could always, again, create more accounts for free, you know? Now, so, Devin replied here, we may look at price adjusting, but again, this is meant for those that need this. Ordinary players are absolutely not meant to really have all local bank space. So again, just to go repeat the point, even those ultra rich people that make me look poor, they're not going to buy these banks. They would rather just create new accounts for free, and that's problematic because Dogon stated that it's going to in the long term increase the value of the server, costing real money. So this is something that I want to go add on. So a person was asking, yeah, I can currently afford one without spending pretty much all of my taros, and I'm trying to save for the next event. If anyone's brought one of those cards, is it worth it? So my answer for you, yes, it is worth it. However, only the gold and possibly the other one that you see here, the sapphire one, the gold and sapphire are worth it, but most especially the gold. So as an example, so like right here, like Plumber Infinity collects all of the grindable ultra rares, and there's a little asterisk behind that because I'm at Mark V Row, so I can't really do that. But yeah, so he has a full bank, right? And that has all the grindable ultra rares, and so he also wants to wear stuff outside of the grindable ultra rares, right? Some cool event items. So he's quickly running out of space, or actually, in fact, he already has run out of space. So purchasing that gold bank is worth it, and most especially once, obviously in the future there is going to be more items added, right? There's going to be more events, there's going to be more grindable items, and most especially once the expansion comes out, there's going to be dozens of new items. So I purchased a gold bank because for Plumber Infinity, because he needs space. The 500k is worth it. Another I purchased another gold bank for another character of mine because on my other character, Speed Force, because I did a count here. There's roughly 260 racing items. So if you are a collectionist and you want to collect all of the racing items, even the economically worthless ones, you're gonna need more than your bank, which is 200 slots, and more than your inventory, which is 50 slots. And again, eventually, just to go repeat the point, there's likely going to be more racing items included in the future, especially once the expansion comes out. There's going to be like 2 new infected zones, so you're going to be full. And especially if you're not just collecting the racing stuff, you're also selling those racing gear as well. And I guess the same thinking can be applied for your character that collects grindable ultra rares. If you have extra duplicates of ultra rares that you want to go sell, or just want to put in your bank simply just because you want to go flex, you may consider wanting to go purchase a gold bank. So anyways, now for event items, if you have an event character, if you have a character that's only dedicated to collecting event items, and I'm only referring to collecting them once, right? So I did some counting. I'm hoping that my counting is approximately correct. So at the time of this live stream, or at the time of this video, there's about 110 event items. So again, if you go to the Universal Guide, the link is inside of the description. You know, right, there's events to the outline, and there's a whole bunch of these, you know, event items from the past, right? So there's roughly 110 event items, and this does not count the ones that were re-released, most especially for the racing update, right? And yeah, so you don't need to get yourself a gold bank for your event item character, unless you're there to also hoard more event items, you know. So if you have a character dedicated to collecting all the racing items, you can purchase a gold bank for that one. There's 260 racing items. There's likely to be more racing items in the future, especially with the upcoming expansion and 2 infected zones next year. So I was doing some counting. There are approximately 175 grindable ultra rares. There's about 260 racing items, and there's about 110 event items. So that's 545 slots approximately. If I severely miscounted, then it's like 600 slots, right? And so your global bank, and the global bank is like, you can go anywhere at, like, you know, Peach Creek, Forsaken Valley, Townsville Mall, or, you know, Mount Blackhead. Those items are still there. That's your global bank. Plus your gold bank, which is 500k. Plus the Sapphire bank, which is 2.5 million. That's to give you 600 slots, which should be enough if you really want to place, if you're a collectionist, and if you really want to place all of your grindable ultra rares, all of your event items, and all of your racing items under one character, then all you need would be those three banks: the global bank, the gold bank, and the sapphire bank. I think the value for the sapphire one is worth it, but the emerald and the ruby ones, they're not worth it. I think they just need to go adjust the values for the emerald and ruby, and you know, we're good. Maybe instead of 7 million, they can make it 5 million, and you know, you can make the emerald one 5 million and the ruby one 8 million, or just make it 10 million. I think a lot of people would be satisfied with that. Now, again, there's an asterisk towards the grindable ultra rares, because this excludes the Egger ultra rares. And what I mean by that is, by grindable ultra rares, I'm referring to these items right here, the ones that everyone really just like the collectors want to you know, collect, right? As well as like these weapon sets, right? And these other weapons. But there's a lot of accessories out there, such as these Egger items, which I'm still working on at the time of this live stream, that take up a lot of space. So that's something to also consider. If you are here to collect the grindables like that everyone wants, additionally, as well as all of the accessories, then you're going to have to get the gold and sapphire bank. Now, if you are a super duper collectionist and want to collect all of the rares all under one character, because if you want to get all the rares, you need one character for all of the clothing and another character for all of the weapons for rares, then you can get yourself the Emerald and Ruby Sapphire card. Now, again, I already talked about this. We may look at price adjusting, but again, this is meant for those that need the space. Most ordinary players are absolutely not meant to have all local bank space. And I talked about that. The problem here, Devin, is that even the extraordinarily rich players who are so rich, who make me look poor, are not interested in purchasing all of the banks. They would rather create new accounts instead, which are free. And I quoted Dogon stating how problematic that is, and I think Finn Hornhoover says it best. I mean, don't they already have the space available to them with like half an hour of work in the form of an alternate account? We should be adjusting prices or disallowing further alternate account creation, in my opinion. At this point, most players who can make the switch won't try. And yes, Finn states this perfectly. And another thing that's not really related to the prices would have to be this. This guy, his name is Shaman. I definitely see where you're coming from, but even though I don't have a horse in this expensive race, I'll still advocate for a price adjustment. As a side note, would it be possible to restructure the membership so that the first bank you buy, regardless of location, would cost 500k, the second bank is 2.5 million, etc. If a casual player can only afford one bank, might as well give them an option to where it will be at. So what this guy is saying, so like instead of like spending 500k at Peach Creek Commons, they could instead spend that 500k at like Forsaken Valley or at Mount Blackhead. Maybe the devs have already considered that, and maybe it's not possible, or at least at this point in time. So those are my thoughts for what's going on with these new banks. The time spot update is a great update. I talked about that, how much I loved the update here. I really did love it. There's a lot of good parts, but the main complaint here, major complaint, would be the value of these. So I'm really hoping that the developers definitely do change the prices. The prices for the gold and the prices for the gold and sapphire are reasonable, but the prices for emerald and ruby, they're not so reasonable. So maybe they can lower it to 5 million. They can lower this to like 8 million. But yeah, that's pretty much it in regards to banks. So that's the recording for that. I'm going to go cut that clip and make that its own unique video. And do some video editing there as well. So keep in mind the Morbux family. Yeah, we already talked about that, and I don't know why I don't know why I included Super Cow NPC here, but yeah. So let me go get that photo. There's actually multiple photos, but let me just go get that. Let me go get those photos. So people are, I think it was inside of like the comments, people were kind of asking like, is Super Cow inside of the game? And the answer to that is yes. And Super Cow may eventually appear in the future. So here is here's Super Cow right here. So she's part of the monument at FusionFall Legacy. This is a picture of the day, and under the assumption that they already have the model ready, because like they've had the Larry model for a long time. They've had like the father model for a long time, or I don't know, or maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and like you just have to go restructure it from the ground up. But yeah, Super Cow is definitely planned, at least for Legacy, and we could probably see her in the future. And also some other good news is that Major Glory exists, Buttercup exists. What are some other? Johnny or Captain Melonhead or Johnny 2x4 exists, as well as Monkey from Dexter's Laboratories little spin-off also exists, and something to look forward into the future. Now, something that kind of makes me wonder is that the legacy is that FusionFall Retro is becoming dramatically different from what we originally, what the community originally envisioned. And I think what FusionFall Retro is FusionFall Retro is pretty much, so the OG FusionFall, right? So everything they had, as well as the old legacy, right? Such as the Dracula missions, Time Squad. Those were old legacy ideas, as well as the potential seeds for Hook Slice Hills, right? OG FusionFall, or FusionFall Retro, is OG FusionFall plus the old legacy, plus the OG canceled areas, which is probably what they're going to do for the upcoming expansion. So like people are speculating it's going to be a Stormalong Harbor, as well as like the Way Blue Sea. Other contenders would be, again, like Hook Slice Hills. And again, just a very quick plug, the guide. I have this thing right here, expansion explained, right here. Let me just turn off night mode. It's 36 pages, typed it up all by myself. It's going to be more ideas, but 2 brand new areas. So here's like, well, I got this from my dear friend Gamma, but this is an old map of what FusionFall could have potentially been, and I made this super big. As you can see here, here's tar pits, right? And right here is the Fisher, the aquarium, that Skull Rock Island, and the city zoos, or Townsville Zoo. So these were areas that were supposed to be included in the original FusionFall, but were canceled. And other areas would have to be, so here's like the tar pits, here's Townsville Zoo, as well as the aquarium in the background, and other canceled expansion areas as well. So, and here, here's Hook Slice Hill. So FusionFall Retro is OG FusionFall plus the old legacy plus the OG canceled areas. So this is stuff we're going to see in the future for the expansion, as well as the OG canceled expansion area. So there's a slight yet important difference. So like OG canceled areas means this, like the stuff that was supposed to come out like on the day of when FusionFall was released in like 2009, as well as the OG canceled expansion areas, which is referring to like FusionFall was going to have an expansion, but it never happened. And one of those areas was, I believe, like the Way Blue Sea, or like the Absolution, as you can see right here. So that's what FusionFall is. It is OG FusionFall plus the old legacy plus the OG canceled areas plus the OG canceled expansion areas. And I guess another one right here is like whatever the devs want to put in. And it does make me kind of wonder, so like if they're going to add in like these old legacy ideas, right, are they also going to add in other stuff as well? Such as, this is actually I believe like the 3rd picture of the day, or one of the very first 5. So Rolf is part of like that old legacy idea. Are they going to eventually include Rolf in FusionFall Retro? Something to go think about. These guys are also part of like the old FusionFall legacy as well. Are they going to be included? Is Boomer and Jackie going to be included? Are these characters going to be included? Something, as well as these sets, right? The Professor Utilium set, is that going to be a guide set? Or is this going to be some items inside of the game? Johnny Bravo will probably reappear. We don't know, but it's something to think about. Like, what parts of the old FusionFall or the old FusionFall Legacy are going to reappear inside of here, you know? Okay, so I think we're almost done. We're almost done. Yeah, we already talked about that. We already talked about how ridiculous these prices are, and oh wow, we actually we actually did everything now, and I guess the Copa thing will deserve its own video. That's incredibly super duper 100% important. Already talked about that. Already talked about this as well. Already talked about the Ace jacket. So this was a lot of fun. We're pretty much done. I got another notification. Got a notification. Oh, this is funny. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, so this live stream, it was supposed to, I thought it was going to be like an hour long, right? But there's actually, you know me, so like an hour long is like your best possible scenario, right? So there's actually a little cognitive bias right there. I think it's like it's not the Dunning-Kruger effect, but it's not Parkinson's law, is it? What's it called? Parkinson's law? Yes, this one right here. So Parkinson's law, I believe, is that the more time that is allowed, so like let's just say you are given 1 year to go complete one page of an essay, what are the chances you're going to complete it on the first day? Very little. Most people are going to complete it on like the last week, some on the last day, or some on like the last few hours. But basically, when people are generally very bad when it comes to making estimates to like how long it's going to take something, because inside of their head they're only thinking about the ideal, like the best version of themselves. You're also not thinking about some unexpected scenarios. So just for example, like it took me a while to go set up the live stream, you know, and as well as launching the game. So in order to avoid Parkinson's law, what you have to do is to just, like, I thought it would be an hour long, right? You would have to multiply it by 2 or multiply that by 3. And it's at the back of my head, I was actually correct. So it did take me two hours instead of like the ideal 1 hour. So yeah, that's pretty much it, my dear friends. Maybe I can... yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Please leave a like, please subscribe, please check out the Universal Guide as well as the Discord server. The links are inside of the description. I definitely did enjoy this update, the content update. Major complaint would have to be the banks, but everything else, I like it a lot. Thank you to the FusionFall Universe team for putting in all of this effort. It's for free. They're doing this labor for free. It's out of love. It's out of passion. And yeah, so this is pretty much it. This is Infinite Possibilities. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye.